Dusiab, son of Snat, Yachwin, son of Man, Elizabeth Works, son of Tan. Today I'll be your co-MC for the work that we will be doing today. Now I'd like to turn it over to Yachwin.
Ait Tungan, Iashwa, Yachwin, son of Snat, Yachwin, son of Snat, Vandy Vendiola, son of Man, Hagalitza, son of Tan, Adelia Hilaire, George Villaluz, Brahida Apostle, son of Sela, Edward Frank Hilaire, Edward Frank Hilaire, son of Akwiak, Yaquin, son of Supiak. Soit sono hilik quenasathla atia kaya CM, soit sono hilik sanat tacho atia kaya CM. Nasklik quenasquel, aqua quinasquel. Chuck Lactamish, Swinamish, Visayan son. Chuck Lactamish, Swinamish, Visayan son. Both my son and I are honored to do this work, to be your MC, serve as your MC for this afternoon, honoring the 2020 graduates this year for the work that they've done, the work that they've accomplished, and also recognizing and honoring the faculty members, the teachers. As we know, during the pandemic, the last 3 months of school was a paradigm shift for students and faculty alike. And they survived to see this day come true, recognizing and honoring their graduation. And we as Coast Salish people always gather when there's a celebration and honoring and recognition. But during these times of the pandemic, we are gathering at a distance. We are gathering virtually. We're using this modality for the protection of our elders, for the protection of those that are struggling with a health issue, because they're most at risk of contracting the COVID-19 disease. But before we move forward with this work that we're going to perform this afternoon, I would ask a moment of silence, because there are families in mourning. In this community, we suffered the loss, and so families are doing some work at this time. Normally we put this aside, but we're moving forward with the vision of 2020, the vision of moving forward and recognizing these students. I humbly ask that we share a moment of silence together for the families that are in mourning. Aishka.
Now we'd like to turn over the floor to Smakia, Matt Warbus, to provide a song. At this time, we'd like to call on Denise Solomon and the Blackhawk Singers to provide an opening prayer.
Good job. So I'm next. Yeah, he's next. Here. I'll say some words, let him catch his breath in between.
He's coming up here, John.
I'll introduce you, right? Yes, Rich. Hajka, for that beautiful, welcoming, blessing, Lummi Nation song. Today, this afternoon, my son and I are wearing our robes, and we're wearing our robes in honor of the graduating seniors who are not here. I mentioned earlier we have to practice social distancing, and normally we would have rows and rows of our graduating seniors wearing their robes. So my son and I decided that we would honor them by wearing our robes because they cannot be here right now at this time. Not all of them. Some are here, but not all of them during this pandemic. At this time, I'm going to turn the mic over to Siakwalak to share some words, share what's in his heart and what's in his mind. Aishka.
Siyam, Nishtalacha, Siyam, Eatsa, Salalu, Eatsa, Siathlam, Atsa Siyam, Nishtalacha, Haichka, Konasanat Tacho, Eatsayatsin, Tlatsatin, Aqualia, Suitzin, Ohiluk, Konas, Langnuch, Tia Nishtalacha, Haichka Siyam. Dear friends, relatives, elders, and respected women, on behalf of our family here, thanking each and every one of you for being here. Our hands go up to each and every one of you. Hajj Kasiyam. Also, I'd like to ask you if you can join me in a round of applause for the class of 2020 today. Ask our Stalmish princess to also with some welcoming words. Hajj Kasiyam.
Hello everyone. I just wanted to say that I'm so thankful that you guys are all able to make it here today. I'm keeping in mind social distancing and safe practices during these times, but I just wanted to say thank you for being here.
Peace, yeah. I also would like to leave some words with the class of 2020, some words that were taught to me that I repeat to the graduating classes, is to always remember where you come from. Remember whose you are and who you are. Our Chief Salik, our late Chief Salik, he would say these words. And also some words that was said to me when I graduated. And those words were to go out and continue your education and come back and help your people. And those words, those were shared with me when I graduated. So to continue that work, to come back and help your people, and to remember who you are and where you come from. Just want to welcome you all once again. Hajka siam, nashchalacha siam. Hajka.
Ashka, again for your words, tribal chairman. I know him as Happy from his Ferndale High School days. And speaking of Ferndale High School, I'd like to call up Nancy Jefferson. I could tell a story about Nancy Jefferson. I remember her transferring up to Ferndale from California. And she really wanted to play softball, but there was a discrepancy in a billing, a former billing. So I worked with her former high school to get that taken care of, and she was able to turn out for the softball team. I've known her for many years, carries a good heart. She is the Lummi Chazan Oksala for Ferndale School District. Aishka.
Sia Makwalia, Ita Salaluch, Ita Siathlam, Nukchisin Makwalia Tiakaias, Lut Licia Tsanasat, Choklamisan, Lut Canum Sanaman, Veronica Torres Sanatan, Hulaluk La Equiistia La Sanasosila. Outs and Kachit Tiklamichasan, Eu Tatasan, Quenstwanash. Hello, my dear friends and relatives, and important people and important women. I would like to thank you all for joining us here today. Lutlicia is my name. Nancy Jefferson is my English name. I come from Lummi. Lut Canum is my father. His English name is Joseph Jefferson. My mother is Veronica Torres, and my grandparents are the late Leonard Jefferson and the late Marion Kelly. I do not know the Lummi language, but I am still learning. I come to you all today with a lot that I have in my mind that I want to say. I want to start with, I grew up in California with my family on my mother's side. My dad lived down there with us, and he always told me stories and our histories of our origins. And I would go to school, and people, because of the way that things were taught, they didn't believe that I was Native American. We were all filled with the belief that we had been assimilated, but I never forgot who I was. Then came the year that I moved here and I started going to Ferndale High School, and it was an immediate culture shock. I went from just knowing my family and my tight-knit family to recognizing that there is a possibility for there to be a community so big and yet still be so tight-knit and so true to our original teachings. I want to add a congratulations to all of the 2020 graduates. You all have undoubtedly overcome many obstacles to graduate this year, the common one being COVID-19 and having to do online school. It shocked us all when everything started shutting down for the health and safety of our people. The next chapter of your lives will definitely be challenging, as we still have to be wary of this virus even though everything's opening up. For me personally, I found my place here to teach our language and to continue to inspire our youth to continue to learn it, and hopefully one day they will come along to teach it as well. Some people will go to colleges and go to school, and I encourage you to do so if you feel that is your path, and to come back, as Siah Luck said, to come back and help your people. Sorry, I'm so nervous. Haishka, and congratulations to all the 2020 graduates.
Aishka Nancy. An interesting fact about Nancy you may not be aware of is that she's also very fluent in Espanol. So very talented indeed. Next, our student speaker is right to my left here, Carlos. I would like to ask him to come up at this time from Ferndale High School, representing Ferndale High School. Carlos.
Natsiam Carlos Senesnat Chiclemison, Nchisum Quali, Conasanat Tacho, Nscleek, Conasqual, Akaquinisqual, Askanchi, Chiclemichasin, Eu Tatsin, Conasquinop. Hello, everybody. My name is Carlos. I come from Lummi. I'd just like to share a few words and thank you all for coming here. I do not know the Lummi language, and I'm still learning how to speak it. Hello, class of 2020. Some of you may know me as President Trusquin, a classmate, or a friend. I'm glad to have the opportunity to come up here and share a few words on how high school went. I came into high school somewhat nervous just because I did not know my way around and how my classes were going to go. What I did not realize was how many good memories I was going to make and how many bonds I was going to make as well. Those 4 years in high school, I grew so much. I never thought I was going to miss school as much as I am right now. I can look back on all those times we went to lunch. I just thought it was going to be like that forever, but just in a blink of an eye, it was all gone. I feel like last year we were all freshmen. I have to say, I don't think I would have made it through high school if I didn't make those great bonds with my teachers, my friends, and of course, my parents. I know that we all didn't see this coming, the whole COVID-19 stuff. We thought that there was only going to be a few more months of school, that we were going to get our senior prom. However, I guess that is how life works. We did it though. Even though it was tough. I'm proud of all the seniors of graduates of 2020. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for us. Ferndale High School will always have a place in my heart. Aishka.
Our next speaker is from Lummi Nation High School, valedictorian Miguel Ortiz. and he became so proficient in distance learning that he submitted his speech. So next we'll be calling, I'll let my dad call the next one.
Moving forward on the agenda, I asked Dr. Linda Quinn, Ferndale School District Superintendent, to share some words, recognition, in honor of our 2020 graduates.
Thank you so much for inviting me today to be here to say a few words to help celebrate the graduates in the class of 2020. Haishka, it is a great honor to be here. And before I begin, I want to acknowledge the passing of the beloved Lummi leader, Chief Salik. Like so many others, I was blessed and forever changed by his teachings. The first time he told me his story, he ignited my resolve to make sure that his story and others like it become part of our public school curriculum. He made me commit to wanting to make sure that we are telling the truth about our history in all of our classrooms. And we've made some progress in that direction during the past 5 years with the implementation of the since time immemorial curriculum. This past January, before we were struck by the pandemic, we made an important step forward by teaching and honoring Treaty Day in all of our schools and all of our classrooms from kindergarten through 12th grade. My hands go up to the Children of the Setting Sun Productions for helping us to make that happen. But today I want to focus on our graduates, the wonderful young men and women in the class of 2020 who have achieved a very important milestone in their educational journey. I'm here to tell you that all of us in the Ferndale School District are extremely proud of you. I'm here to convey to you how much your stories matter to us. By being here today, you've already shown that you have the power to rise above challenges to achieve a goal. You also have the power to change the world for those who come after you. A graduation ceremony is sometimes called a commencement. Although it marks an ending, it is also a beginning. Commencement comes from the word commence, which means just that, to begin. And as you begin the rest of your lives during this time when so many in our nation are rising up to demand greater equity and social justice, during this time when our whole world is battling the most powerful pandemic in a century, during this time when our natural environment is facing serious consequences if we do not take better care of it, you will have no shortage of opportunities to do good work. You make me hopeful, class of 2020. I congratulate you on your accomplishments. I believe in you and your abilities to make positive changes in our world, and I encourage you to continue to learn and to teach and to lead and to love. As my 3-year-old grandson would say, I love you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, speaking in place of Pa'alaktan will be Lummi Nation School Principal Kevin Villers.
Well, nobody can take the place of Bernie Thomas, but I'm going to do my best. I would just like to start out by just saying it's an honor to be Lummi Nation School's principal, and I'm here to announce all the seniors for the 2020 class. But before I announce the graduating class, I just want to say a few things about them. First of all, this is probably going to be the most successful graduating class in history, because no other graduating class before them has had to endure what they have endured. When most graduating classes, they've had to party, they got to go to the senior prom, they had to do all these things, they've got to finish school in a normal way. This class, and all classes across the country, didn't get to do that this time. because of this pandemic. So if they were able to survive this pandemic, they would be able to be successful throughout their lives. Now I'm going to say a few things about the graduating class. Now it's easy to talk about the obvious choices, like the Miguel Ortiz, the valedictorian, the Caleb Reeves, you know, athletic, you know, superiority, and you could easily talk about those kids. But I want to talk about two kids that you stayed in the background. You really didn't really know one of them. Transferred in. Her name is Antonia Gould, and she transferred in the beginning of the year, and then she left and went to Oregon, and then she came back around Christmas time. So doing all that, going back and forth, when she finally got enrolled back into Lummi, we evaluated her transcript, and she was going to have to do a lot in order to graduate. I mean, it was ridiculous. We thought it was like almost impossible. We didn't tell her that, but in the back of our minds, we were saying, she's probably not going to graduate. So I don't know how she did it, but she buckled down and she completed all the necessary requirements that she had to complete, and to surprise of everyone, she's going to graduate this year. So I just wanted to say a few things about Ms. Gould, because it was very impressive, and I don't have a list of everything she had to accomplish, but it was quite impressive. And the other person I want to talk about tonight is, I'm forgetting his name. Let me see his song. Nathaniel Lastar, and he has a special place in my heart, because when he was, I don't know where he was before, but he came in, and he wasn't an athlete. He wasn't a star student up until that point. Kind of, you know, come in with your pants sagging, kind of had that kind of gangster feel, like I'm a gangster, I'm a member of a, you know, no. But he really wasn't that. I mean, I guess that's what he thought, that was his only way to show that he was cool. But he really wasn't that. He was really not one of those, you see one of those guys that are sagging like that and with the attitude and the frown. Usually they are hardcore gangsters, and they are tough, and they really don't care about school. But when I was able to peel back that shell, he wasn't that kid. I mean, this kid is very kind and considerate, and when he first came, he tried to cling to that toughness. I don't really care about school. One time we had a confrontation when I was vice principal, and I told him he had to do something. He was like, man, you don't tell me what to do. Don't you know who I am? And so, yeah, I said, yeah, I know who you are. Anyway, but I kept an eye on him, and since that one moment, I would just check on his grades a little bit. And over the last 2 years, he went from not caring about grades to getting A's and B's. And it's, you know, a lot of times when kids want to hang on to something that they think identifies them, they hang on to that to their detriment. So I would like to, that's why I'm talking about him tonight, because he turned around, and he's magnificent. So, yeah, this is definitely, it's a special class to me because it's my first one as principal, and it's definitely a special class because of what they had to endure. So I am going to announce the graduating class of 2020 from Lummi Nation School. Kia Lee Bob, Jadine L., Kayani L., Antonia Gould, Isaiah Jefferson, River Johnson, Kiana Kiley, Nathaniel Lastar, Allison Lawrence, Calvin McLean, Ashton McEldry, Russell Miller, Miguel Ortiz, Caleb Reevy, Tristan Reevy, Roberto Sanchez, Patrick Sturgeon, and Creighton Williams. And lastly, I would just like to say Heiska, because it was definitely my honor to be their principal this year, and they're a great class, so Heiska.
Thank you for your words, Haishka. Speaking for Ferndale High School, the principal, David Rodriguez, I ask you to come forward at this time and share what's in your heart and your mind for our Native students attending Ferndale High School.
Good afternoon. And thank you very much for the invitation. It's an honor and a privilege to be here celebrating with you, celebrating the graduates of 2020. And boy, speaking from my heart, I have so much to share. But I want to be respectful and I want to honor the class of 2020 because this is about them and not about me. You know, this is my third year at Ferndale High School. And I've had the opportunity and the privilege to connect with the graduating seniors, the students that are graduating from our high school. And, you know, at some level, I had the opportunity to connect with them, not always for good reasons, but I've learned so much from this class. I've learned so much from each and every one of them. I've learned that they are resilient, and I've learned that they persevere. One of the greatest things that I've learned this year, I'm not gonna share the names of the students, but they will know who I'm talking about. There's a couple of boys that are graduating, and I remember them on a daily basis because one thing that I really enjoyed doing first thing in the morning was welcoming our students into our building. And I remember two of the students coming in, and on a daily basis, they were walking in 5, 6, 7 minutes late, but they were there on a daily basis. And I remember one of our staff members turning next to me and says, "Gosh, these boys are always late." And my response was, "But they're always here. They're always here." And it was great to see those boys. And I had the privilege to meet them and learn from them and learn from all our graduates. And it's been an honor and a privilege to get to know each and every one of them. Again, thank you. Thank you for the invitation. And it's with great honor and with great privilege that I announce this year's graduates from Ferndale High School. And I want to apologize if I mispronounce any of the names in advance. Graduating this year for Ferndale High School, Carlos Castaneda, Jr., Kenneth Cooper, Melanie DeLeon, Riley Fink-Bonner, Shoshana Johnson, Tristan Julius, Sasha Lane, Chelsea LaPlante, Sadie Olson, Austin Priest, Avery Reevy, JC Robidoux, Megan Solomon, Serban Sir Charles, Madison Cooper Fair, Maddie, Miranda Fink-Bonner, Leroy James, Courtney Jones, Cheyenne Lane, Victoria Lane, Trevor Morris, Shayla Pitt, Darius Rao, Kanan Reevy, Mariah Solomon, and Caden Wellington. Congratulations, graduates of 2020.
I thought you were going to leave that mask for me here. No. As we have every year, we have lactamus students not attending Ferndale or tribal school, and we like to recognize those students as well. My understanding is Megan Kennedy will come up and recognize students that are lactamus students not attending Ferndale and tribal school.
Good afternoon. Megan Kennedy. I work at JOM. Our boss at JOM is Candy Jefferson. Our parent coordinator is Alex Miller. She is the one that puts together this event year after year for the past 9, 10 years. I wish she'd come up and speak, but she's busy outside. But I just wanted to say on behalf of her that she works really hard throughout the year, staying in contact with parents, staying in contact with students. And the reason why she does that is because she wants to have a nice program like this to show the surrounding communities through today, which is going to be live streaming. She does it so that we can recognize them together and be proud of them, and we're happy to do that every year. So I'll get into who's graduating from classes that are in different states that can't be here with us. And I'll start with Jonathan Alvarez. He's graduating from Bellingham. We have Leela Childs graduating from Bellingham. We have Robert Jefferson graduating from Mount Baker. We have Spencer McDonald graduating from Seaholm. We have Angel Solomon graduating from BLAINE High School. We have Jasmine Brady graduating from Kitsap High. We have Emma Breedlove graduating from BLAINE High School. We have Colby Entz graduating from Stanwood High School. We have Ethan Lewis graduating from Hawaii. We have Athena Reeve graduating from Arizona State. And we have Savannah Kinley graduating from an IA&T school. Thank you.
As we begin to wind down, a warm haishka to all the speakers and students. I feel proud to see your robes walking around. That's good. I wish that, and I'm sure you as well, your classmates were here too as well, but they're actually outside. Alex isn't here right now because she's actually handing out jackets and sweaters and blankets. And recognition of students is something that JOM does each and every year. So sending out a warm haishka to that. Also, a haishka to children of the setting suns so that we could come to you from a virtual modality. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to practice the social distancing and these protocols, again, to keep our elders safe, to keep those individuals that have underlying health conditions safe, and we actually want everyone to be safe during these times of pandemic. My last word would be, it's actually appropriate that this is the year of 2020 because I see these graduates as having 2020 vision. You would actually have to have 2020 vision to endure what they've did the last 3 months, when you think about it. It's a paradigm shift from switching from a face-to-face to an OLVC modality. That's number one. Number two is dealing with the whole pandemic as a society, as a community, as a tribe, as a family. So our graduates that we recognize today endured that. And in order, in my eye, for someone to go through that and still maintain and graduate has 2020 vision. So haishka to all the graduates. I'm sure in the future you will be doing outstanding work. Look forward to that. Some of you will be continuing your education. Some of you will go into vocation. Some may be military, and some may be going to work right away. Whatever pathway you choose, I'm sure you'll be great at it. Haishka, and thank each and every one of you for being here. Haishka Siyam and it's Chalit Siyam.